As you were saying in your concert, you wanted to come back to Kansas City, to pay homage to Kansas City. Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean?
I'm originally from Kansas City. My name is Brian Kennedy, songwriter, producer, of course, from Kansas City. Uh, coming back, first of all, being from Kansas City is what helped crafted me. 18th Divine was I got my start kind of. I went to Passell High School, which was a very artistic, collective, collaborative school for music, art, whether it's painting. And I look at what I do as an art. So me coming back to Kansas City is pretty much letting Kansas City know, like, I haven't forgot, and you guys are the starting point. And my goal is to show people that, no matter where you're from, you're able to, come back and shed light to it. And that's why I came back to the homage, because I think that's where I got my start. This is where I'm from. This is where the music started.
You mentioned 18th and Vine. What do you think the legacy of Kansas City is as its influence on you?
I feel like, jazz being the main style that I incorporated my music from Kansas City is where, ultimately, Charlie Parker, Duke Ellington, all these guys came here and they played. It was called the foundation. And a lot of the musicians and a lot of classes I took and programs I was in was, on that particular place. So the legacy of Kansas City for me on the music tip is I identify Kansas City with it. So it's the connection. So I've already programmed Kansas City as opposed to it being a city to, like, an interpretation of what I do is music. So it's just, as long as it existed, that's what it is for me.
And what would you say was what were some of the biggest influences on your life?
My career, musically or just in general? Literally, like, my influences from Stevie Wonder to Brian McKnight to anywhere from Tiger Woods. Winners, people who win because that's what they wanted. That's what they are about. Beyond just to get approval, beyond the money, I love a winner, even if you lose. You know what I'm saying? It's the perspective of being a winner is giving it your best every time, whether it's 3 people, whether it's 300 people. I always prefer it to be the more, and I'm trying to help, not train or just show Kansas City that, support, when you go out to support, it's reciprocated. Not come out for me to see what I'm doing, look at me, come out for yourself and get inspired. And that's what a lot of people from the city that, over the years, my experience is the support system, and I wanted them to know, like, hey, I got Grammys, I've produced for Rihanna, Chris Brown, to Rascal Flatts, to Michael Bolton, to Kenny Chesney, to pretty much anyone that's doing something in music. I'll be part of working with them to some degree, and let them know it's real. And that's one thing I want to feel that when I was here, because Kansas City has an industry, a creative industry, but it doesn't have technically a music industry, on a main scale in a sense. There's all types of music here, country, gospel. But from a major stream marketplace, like LA or New York or Atlanta or Nashville,
Did you get any influence from the church, or did you play in
Yeah, I
church
grew up
or
playing in
gospel
church,
music?
for sure. I grew up, I love praise and worship music. Like, that's, to me, it's not even contemporary. It's just beautiful. That's where the emotional side of my music comes from, is praise and worship. I play gospel songs, and I play, traditional hymns, but what I gravitate the most is praise and worship, so.
And the influence of Boys and Girls Choir, you went through, you were mentored by Ollie Robinson?
Yes, Kansas City Boys Choir. I grew up in the Kansas City Boys Choir, who is the reason why I'm able to even talk and articulate my point of view and have interviews and be able to, be out there on the stage and make jokes. It all comes down to that, being in that circle with the Boys Choir, having that connection.
If there was one thing that you would say allowed you to persevere to be where you are today, what might that be?
I'll say God, first and foremost, and having a support system for my family. I got my family with me. Jamel's a brother, Kevin, my brother, my brother Victor, sister Charlie, mom, dad, Vicky. I have a whole crew of supporters, and we stay with each other. We all live out in California. We got different apartments and places and condos and houses and whatnot, but support.